Radio Woking.
We're going to speak now with Tracy Carter from Eden Greens Urban Farm. Good afternoon, Tracy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. We've been following you for a while on Instagram and sharing some of your posts, so today I thought we'd learn a lot more about you. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you very much, because you very kindly last week offered to drop us off a free salad sample.
Yes.
And that was really lovely. I'm not a salad person myself, but my wife absolutely adores them.
Oh, great. And she enjoyed it?
Yeah, she absolutely loved it. Posted the pictures and that, and I'm sure everyone's seen them. But yeah, she really, really enjoyed it. So thumbs up from us.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. Lovely. I'm glad you tried it.
Right. Tell us about Eden Greens Urban Farm.
So Eden Green started in Surrey. We're based in Woking, just outside Mayford, and we started as an initiative for sustainable, fresh and indoor-grown produce. So we're a family-run farm, and we specialize in growing microgreens. And yeah, they're basically used to create delicious meals, get fresh produce to the local community.
So microgreens, Tracy, I've heard of it before. Can you explain a little bit more about what they are?
They're becoming increasingly popular. It's basically one of your healthiest, best superfoods that you can get. So they're baby herbs, really, and they're harvested within 14 days of planting, so it's before they develop into mature plants, and this way all the concentrated nutrients are packed into this tiny little green, and it's just bursting with pure vital nutrients that your body and your immune system love. So yeah, it's just really, really healthy for you, and the best part is that they taste amazing, so you can use them for pretty much anything, for your sandwiches, for soups, for smoothies, for pastas, we just love it mainly for salads, which is what we our main seller is. But yeah, it's just a really easy way of getting excellent nutrition into your diet.
And my wife absolutely loved them, so she'd agree with every word you just said there. So at the moment, I've seen on Instagram, you're obviously sharing all the pictures of the salads and stuff and doing local deliveries.
Yeah.
What's your website?
Our website address is www.edengreens.co.uk, and it's something we take quite a lot of pride in, and we're constantly working on and updating. We're trying to put as much information about each green onto the website as well, nutritional value, everything on there. Yeah, so you can order directly off the website, or you can just go and have a browse, learn about microgreens. Some recipe ideas are on there. We're also doing grow your own microgreen kits, which are becoming really popular, especially for kids. Lovely family activity to do.
So with the grow your own kits, Tracy, so if I take away, how long does it take for the microgreens to sort of grow from when you initially plant them?
Depending on what you're growing, if you wanted to do broccoli, for example, which is probably the healthiest of the microgreens, it takes about 7 days from seed to harvest.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's amazing, and that's why children love it, especially because you can actually see the change every day. They get to water it twice a day, and they can see the little seeds sprouting and growing, and then they're able to cut their own food. And especially broccoli, it tastes exactly like broccoli, excepting it's got sort of 9 times more nutrients than a mature broccoli. So if you're having a handful of microgreens, you're probably going to need to eat sort of 1 or 2 heads of broccoli to get the same amount of nutrients. So it's really quick to harvest. It's lovely to grow. You can put it on your windowsill, and there's quite a few varieties as well. You can do your sunflower shoots, which are amazing, and kids love those too because they're really nutty and crunchy, so they're great for snacks. Radish, which is good for toppings, with your sandwiches. But generally, yeah, sort of you're looking between 7 and 10 days.
That's so amazing. I've grown things in the past, and I love watching them grow. We've got some potatoes I'm doing at the moment, and they're taking forever.
Yeah.
So to have
some things are worth the wait, but these ones are definitely, they're great to grow at home. And like I say, it's a good way to introduce children to growing their own food because it's so quick, and then they can actually taste it themselves, which is lovely.
That's right, and it's amazing when you grow something and you're so engrossed in it and that.
Yeah, and our children love it. They're really a part of the whole process. They help us do the watering, and they help us with, it's just become a part of their lives as well.
Yeah.
And they know where their food's coming from when they sit down at dinner and they have their salad, or they sometimes say to me, "No, Mom, no more microgreens," but
you'll say they're good for you.
Yeah. If they can pick them them themselves, that seems to be the winner. You know, they like having each have their own little pots that they're growing for themselves, and they like to pick that and put it on their plate. And so it's a lot of fun for children. It's a really good exercise for them to do.
Excellent. So your family-run farm, how many of you are there?
It's myself and my husband and my 2 boys, so they're 7 and 3. So when I say family run, it's just because we're at home and we're doing what we love. Yeah, and like I say, it's become a part of their lifestyle, gardening and doing the microgreens.
And you yourself, tell me a little bit about your own background, Tracy.
So my husband and I are from South Africa, and we've been in the UK for about 6 years. I actually have a background in tourism, which I was doing for the past 15 years. But having grown up on a farm in South Africa, I've always just had a love for gardening, and, you know, we've always grown our own veg in the garden. And basically just coming to the UK, you know, with the different seasons and not being able to grow outside in winter, you know, past autumn. Yeah, so we looked at a way to start growing food indoors all year round, which is where we started doing the climate-controlled environment inside. So, we started growing for personal use just at home, you know, with what we were doing, and started branching out to restaurants and caterers. And then with everything that's happened this year with lockdown and things, we've redirected to local deliveries in the community, which has been really well supported so far.
Been absolutely brilliant. And seeing your posts and things, you know, it's great how businesses have adapted, because obviously, as you said, lockdowns just affected everyone.
Yeah.
And some people have taken a bit longer to adapt, and that's what this time's all about, isn't it? Just learning and keep moving forwards.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you know, I think for many it's a blessing and a curse, but, you know, we've really tried to use it to our advantage as much as we can, and sort of just help those, you know, initially when you couldn't get out, you know, it was a lot stricter.
Yeah.
To just have that fresh produce, knowing that it's been locally grown just a couple of miles from your doorstep, and we bring it to you, was just one service that we wanted to offer, you know, which is why we don't charge for delivery in the working area. And I do think that going forward we probably continue to do that, because it has been so well received, and we're just finding that people just really love the produce, and it's just, you know, it's so warming and lovely to just see the reaction when you do that delivery, and to know that people are just really enjoying what they're eating. And for me, it's so important to know, you know, like I mentioned before, where your food comes from and how it's grown. There's no pesticides, there's no, you know, nasties. It's purely just water, and it's really just looked after, and it's less food miles, you know. We're right here, which is amazing.
So what's the timescale, Tracy, between when the food's harvested and then appearing on, say, my doorstep if I order it tomorrow?
A couple of hours at the most. We harvest in the morning, package it up, and we get out straight away. So you will literally have your salad within an hour or two of being harvested.
Wow, it's that fresh, wow.
Yeah, so any fresher you'd be growing it yourself, right?
Yeah, you're walking out into your back garden.
Yeah, so, which is also what we're trying to encourage, you know. It's just the whole thing is just about growing your own food, which is really important to us.
Something you mentioned there about knowing where your food comes from, it's a big thing now, isn't it, with people more conscious and aware of what they're eating, and how it is produced and where it has come from.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just taking pride in that quality that we're putting into our bodies. And, you know, this is immune boosting and just everything, you know, it's got all your vitamins and everything in it. So it's just a really, really good way to get all of that into your diet. And, yeah, knowing that it comes from just around the corner really, really helps as well.
And that's another big thing at the moment, which we keep shouting about on the We Love Woking show. Support local.
Yes, please.
Always, you know, it's another thing which lockdown has brought about is people being more aware of what's actually around them, I think, as well. With businesses like yours and others around the area, which previously you might not have been aware of. As you said, you know, you deliver to restaurants and businesses, and now, obviously, with lockdown, you've adapted and done deliveries, and it's something brilliant going forwards as well for your company now.
Yeah, lovely. It's allowed us to sort of reach out into the community, which is amazing. And just the whole change is just, you know, I've loved this, just the slower pace and the sense of community that this has all just brought about these past couple of months.
How did it, when lockdown was announced, and previously as well, I'm sure, as people were getting a bit more worried about things, how did that affect you guys?
Well, we sort of watched it coming, seeing what was happening in China and then in Italy, and as it was, progressively coming closer. So we just started making sure we had enough seeds and enough product to keep moving forward, and just put our heads down and decided this is what we wanted to do. And, we've been able to reach out through Instagram and Facebook, and the fact that you have these platforms nowadays where you can actually reach people in their homes during something like this is just amazing. So it's been really wonderful to sort of build that profile on our Instagram and get the word out. And, it's a lot about creating awareness of what these little greens are and why you would want to include them.
So tell us again, Tracy, if someone's out there listening and they're thinking, I want some microgreens, what's your website?
Our website is www.edengreens.co.uk, and you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, and you're welcome to message us through either of those and just get in touch and we can find out how we can help you. But yeah, I definitely say give them a try, use them as an alternative to lettuce in your salad, try them in your cooking, or just nibble them as a snack. It's really, really something to try. It's good. It's terrible.
You've already got me really interested into, microgreens, telling me about the nutrition and that. Do you know what? I'm going to try some.
Oh, lovely. Great.
You've changed my mind, and my wife's been trying for years.
Get you eating some salads. I'm sure she'd be happy with that.
I'm going to surprise her now. I'm going to say, can I have some salad with honestly, she might have to sit down for a bit.
Lovely.
Tracy, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, thank you. It's been lovely chatting to you.
And you as well. And fingers crossed, once lockdown's over, pop down to our studio and we can do a proper interview for an hour, and we'll choose lots more music and learn lots more about what you guys are doing. It's absolutely amazing and really well done.
Thank you. Wonderful. I look forward to that. And yeah, thank you for giving us the time to sort of create a bit of awareness about our produce. Absolute pleasure, as always, with yourself and all of our guests. And that's what we're here to do. We love Woking. We're here to shout about what you guys are doing out there, all the wonderful things. So well done, and wish you all the best success.